Hey, everybody, and welcome to the My Hero Academia Webcam Weekly. Of course, I'm Aspira, your host, but today I have a very special co-host with me, dear friend, also known as Luhan. Luhan, how are you doing today?
Doing well, George, Aspira. How are you?
I'm doing pretty okay. So, Luhan, you have a lot of titles across the board at Jasco, but for those guys who are new to seeing your face around, how about you let the people know what you do around here?
Yeah, really glad to be jumping on stream. Some of you have probably seen me lurking over in the Discord server, but I'm Lohan, aka Dear Friend, and I run marketing at Jasco. And so a lot of what you guys have been seeing on the socials and on the OP side, you can blame me for it.
So yeah, very excited. He's the big boss on my end, and he fearlessly leads us into this brand new territory. And of course, that gives us a great opportunity. Of course, this is the pre-show, guys. We jump into the news segment. We're gonna give a little meta breakdown of things we've been seeing in the past week, and of course, our wild card segment before we jump into the gameplay. So, to kick us off with the news segment, of course, we have the community calendar, the things to expect this week. And starting us off, we have these set reveals that we've been kicking them off since last week. And I think they've been really exciting. I've been so hyped to see some of these cards over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've been awesome, and the community calendar just keeps on growing. I think we're going to need a second one, hopefully very soon.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been getting lots of requests from different content creators, from different people saying that they want to get in there, that they want to see their place in. And I think, if anything, the more that we can serve the community in terms of giving visibility, all the better. So we are looking forward to maybe switching it up to have a community calendar in terms of content streams, and that's going to be our time talks and all that, and then an event calendar where you can sign up for tournaments and all that based on directly there. So we're always keeping an eye on things, and as things grow, we always want to make it easier for you guys to find exactly what you're looking for. So that's going to be a lot of fun on that front. Of course, earlier this week, we had our TAM talks as well as our markets events. We had the TTS Belt Challenge that we had for the first time last week, as well as our Belt Tournament. So obviously, constantly growing. And of course, throughout the rest of the week, we have our typical standards. Learn to play with Tony too, where he's going to showcase exactly how he builds deck, exactly how he goes into matchups, and you learn from one of the best. Throw it on Thursdays if you guys want to test out your cards. Showdown Friday if you guys want to rep it out in another webcam weekly, as well as the one on Sunday. Special event this time around, however, is on Saturday. Tam Cardwell is throwing a charity stream. So you guys definitely want to go ahead and check that out. You guys definitely want to support it. All the money goes to charity on his front. And as typical of Tam, he's not to go down without a challenge. He makes it an Iron Man. He's going to go ahead and play every single character throughout the entire stream, which I mean, good on him, because there's no way in heck I would be able to pilot every single character to a W
Say every
throughout one
single
stream.
character.
He's playing every single set one character.
Dude, uh, he's gonna be up all night.
100%. And it's super exciting, guys. Of course, there are multiple rewards for anyone who helps donate. The charity the donation has already been pushed, which is awesome. And for the one who actually donates the most, they will work with him to showcase some new cards from the set. So you guys should definitely get your eyes on there. Go check out his YouTube channel if you want more details. It's right there as one of his uploads for the week. And of course, we will do our best to be able to push that event as well on our social. So keep your eyes open for that.
Yeah, just shout out to Tam. He's awesome. You know, he's been creating so much content for the game, and he's always streaming, and you know, he's taking on this charity challenge, and I'm going to tune in. I want to see him sweat after 16 hours of playing MHACCG.
Right? So, with that said, that's pretty much it for the event calendar this week. Obviously, a bunch of gameplay next week, of course. Things to look out for is the provisional showdown. That's super hype, guys, of course. And the cap has been raised. We saw you guys were excited. We saw the amazing support. So, once again, thank you guys very much for, blowing our expectations out of the water. We worked alongside with Carta Magica to be able to push up the numbers. We've also worked with the other TOs throughout the next coming months for those events to push those numbers up as well to accommodate for the great outpour that you guys have said you guys want in participating and being a part of all these events. So again, once again, thank you very much for your great push, and we look forward to these events. And of course, there are going to be fantastic streams across the board to showcase these things as well. So definitely looking forward to that.
Super excited for our first provisional. Super excited to see what everybody has to bring. You know, it'll be we've seen quite a few events and tournaments, and has with the meta getting shaken up, and so excited to see who brings what on the first provisional.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just your first step, right? This is the beginning of basically everything there is to show. Of course, that it leads your way into regionals, and then past through regionals, it goes into nationals. And of course, if you're able to cinch yourself a top spot in nationals, then you can link yourself up for a spot in the HLC, which is the cream of the crop, the best that we have to offer. Of course, your chance to get into the 250K prize pool. So very excited about that. Very jazzed. And I hope you guys are excited, especially since it's going to be the first showcases of a real organized play tournament, right? We've had these webcam weeklies. We've had a lot of people grinding out, testing decks, doing different things. And now there's going to be their first real opportunity to say, okay, now we got stuff on the line. And now we're really going to go ahead and test it out to see how far we can push it in terms of the meta and really see what pillars stand and which ones crumble to make room for new ones.
And I will say this, that if you haven't signed up yet to the provisional showdown, we did have a wait list for the people who weren't able to get in. Obviously, we've upped the caps. A lot of them have come in and signed up, but not everybody that were on the wait list, signed up yet on the provisional showdown. So if there are any spots left over the next coming days, we'll make them available to snap up for anybody else who may have missed both the wait list and the original sign up.
Yeah, 100%. Keep your eyes open, guys. Keep your eyes peeled for the provisionals. It's going to be, a great sign. Signups for the following regional will open up the day after the previous event closes. So that gives you a ton of time, guys, to sign up, a ton of headway to be able to get in there, and a ton of opportunities to be able to be a part of it all. So I definitely hope you guys are jumping on that, and we can get in there. Now, that was pretty much all the news that we had for this week. But of course, we had our reveals. So we have a multitude of characters to be able to showcase through to, and since last time we had Midoriya and we had Bakugo. And ever since then, of course, a whole new week, every single day, be a part of it, guys. 9 a.m. socials. You guys want to get in there to showcase the cards. And if you guys were a part of it today, then Mina Ashido was one of the ones which I'm very excited to talk about. So you guys have her on screen. That was the morning one, right? That was the one. Hey, what does she do? How does she do? What symbols does she got? And I know a lot of people have been incredibly excited for Mina. So face down cards in your card pool don't count towards progressive difficulty. And then response after your punch or range attack deals damage, your rival loses 1 health for each face down in your card pool, which is awesome. It's like kind of that acidic burn aspect of her quirk, right? And I love how thematic all the characters definitely lend themselves towards being part of the strategy. And as far as symbols goes, chaos, death, and water, which gives her a bevy of awesome tools to be able to play.
Yeah, super excited to see what players come up with such a unique strategy. I don't think I've seen a card in the My Hero Academia set yet that adds face down cards into the card pool. So that should be super exciting.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, you guys did end up making it to the bonus card. So choosing a hero name is a 2 difficulty foundation. Response commit after your attack gets a damage penalty due to your rival's non-character effects. It gets +4 damage. So this kind of new. We haven't seen much damage penalty aspects in terms of things that characters were doing in the game now. And seeing that push through here is really exciting, really awesome to see. UVS has such depth in terms of everything that it presented as a mechanically to the game. And now that we're being able to bring those mechanics into the MHA format is super, super exciting.
Yeah, and there you go. At least that's a card where, if you were wondering which cards could be added to your card pool face down, well, here's the first one at least.
Yeah, exactly. With its awesome enhance as well. Add this card to your couple face down, and this punch or range attack gets +2 or -2 damage. It's a nice way to play the game differently, right? Because for now, a lot of characters have done things where they've been getting cards out of the card pool, which makes sense because the less cards in your card pool, the less progressive difficulty you have, the easier it is to make multiple chains. Well, instead, we're going to beef up those attacks, make them push harder. We're going to make interesting things by actually clogging up our own board and making that interesting. So this is very, very exciting on that front. Of course, guys, if you guys want to check out the rest of the reveals, then just go ahead and check out our socials, the Discord, the Twitter. We're posting them everywhere we can, every single day. And if you guys want to be a part of it, and you guys want to help your other heroes try and get the bonus card every single day, then go check them up at 9 a.m. EST, 6 a.m. PST. We're always posting those out there so that you guys can grind it out, fight together to be able to get those bonus cards and get those reveals at 5 p.m. every single day. So super hyped about that. Now,
I
of
always
course,
like to wake up in the West Coast because you the posts are already up, and then I can see all the different comments and likes already on the post. It makes waking up on the West Coast really nice.
yeah, you have a whole bunch to read with. You get to see what the community's been saying about it, and you get to see how much progress the East Coasters were able to make. Right? It's like, oh, okay, well now, all right, now I guess the West Coasters got to step up because y'all were sleeping a little bit.
Exactly.
So, with that said, those were the news for this week, guys. Of course, always keep posted on our socials. Those are going to be the first spot that you see any announcements in regards to the game. Moving on to the meta breakdown section, we're going to jump into the My Hero Academia breakdown for this week, where Kirishima walked away as the only undefeated character this week. And I think this is the first time in probably since we've been having these webcam weeklies where Kirishima stands alone at the top. You know, we've had the 1K tournaments where he didn't even place into the finals. However, this week, making it as the only undefeated character here. But the top 8 breakdown is multitude of diversities. You know, you have a couple of Seros, we have our Shikarakis, Tokiyamis, Ochakos. We have a bevy of multitude of characters still representing the top and still vying for that top spot.
Mr. Consistency himself, Mr. Kirishima, coming in. Yeah, you're right. There was a few weeks there where we saw Ochako and Shoto and Ochako two take over kind of the top spot, and yeah, Kirishima back at it, saying, "Hey, don't forget about me." I think nobody's forgotten about him, but there he is.
Yeah, I mean, the ever so present force. And for what one of the things though is that it's been fun watching as the weeks go by, kind of him go into the top 8, go out of the top 8. He's consistency at the moment. I don't think anyone's trying to argue that front, but there are ways to combat that. There are ways to play around that, and it's a lot of fun to see how the meta's kind of been swaying. And I'm really excited to see those provisional showdown results because that's going to really showcase to us that now that we got stuff on the line, which players will just say, I'm going to lean on this consistency, and which players will say, well, I've been playing for a good number of weeks now. I feel prepared. I feel like I understand which avenues I need to take to be able to take him down a notch and maybe be able to get there, just like we saw Bromley and Tam be able to do in that PPG 1K. So I'm very excited to see how players are going to shift their strategies around to accommodate for what we're going to see as the pillars of the format, and are they going to stick around?
Yeah, I'm no Universe's veteran by any means, but I've heard a lot from Universe's veterans who, have kind of described Kirishima as one of the, a top 8 character. It's a type of character where you're really able to kind of come into the top 8 because you're grinding out those Swiss rounds. But when it comes to when you're in the top 8, the top 4, maybe in the finals, where you're facing against another deck that might be a little bit more specialized, a little bit more depend on the pilot. I think we kind of saw it right with Bromley and his Todoroki and Tam and his Ochaka one come into the finals and semifinals and be able to beat two Kirishimas that were able to make it that far, but weren't quite able to push through that those last couple rounds to really take the top spot. So I'm really excited to see those if we see that kind of dynamic again in this upcoming one.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's there are some characters that, like you said, exactly well said, are just really well poised at being top characters, but not necessarily take the win, right? And that's where like skill set really matters. And if you understand your matchups through and through, you can get over that hump of basically like fighting through that consistency. And we can see that even going beyond into our own meta breakdown for our Wednesday weekly. Um, you know, Kirishima being a good high number there. We have our Jiros and our Eraser Heads. So our pillars are there. They do exist. However, we have a bevy of characters that are represented here in the meta. Ochako is coming up in huge numbers from the DLC. And when we're looking at undefeated characters, it's a whole smattering, right? We got Jiro there, and Jiro has been an undefeated character for weeks upon weeks. But nevertheless, you still have Tokiyami, you still have All Might, you got Kamui Woods, which I'm so happy to see Kamui Woods being represented here because I think is an incredibly good character that is still seeing much more little play than what I would expect out of that character. So I think the meta breakdown here just goes to show that every single week, shake up after shake up after shake up, and the characters that we've seen, Midoriya is here for another week, Sero is here for another week, and these lower used characters are now definitely rising up, which I think is really interesting to see the webs and flow of the meta.
Yeah, the diversity here is awesome to see. People bringing in their spicy decks into the Wednesday webcam weeklies. Hopefully, we'll see a lot of those come to the provisional as well. But you're right. Having a top four here that I don't know if we saw an All Might and Kamui Woods or even a Tokoyami for that matter actually top at least one of the Wednesday webcam weeklies. And so, yeah, 3 out of 4 top undefeated characters being new ones, and then DLC All Might. He's a spicy one too. You've got you keep on milling your deck there, and you're trying to hit people before you
Yeah.
got to bring like fat decks with a lot of cards in there.
Yeah, 100%. So I think, the more that people explore these strategies, and there's just so much depth to the card game that it's no question that the more people explore and find out new things, right? I mean, just between having X amount of characters, every character having 3 symbols, and then within those symbols, they all have their different variations on which cards you take in and don't take in. There's so much depth that I have no doubt the community will be able to dig out the best of the best in there and really shake us up for what we see coming into our first provisionals.
Yeah, and this is so exciting because we, obviously with our set two reveals and set two around the corner. Um, I'm just excited to see how the meta shifts. Even we've only had set one to play with. We've added some DLC cards. We've added some plus ultra packs. We're going to add some provisional cards soon, which will I think continue to shake things up a little bit. But when set two hits and there's all of that expanded card pool, we're almost doubling the card pool overnight. It's gonna be fantastic to see what people come up with. But we're still in set one, so I'm still curious to see who people can bring out, and if there's anything else that we haven't seen yet coming into those provisionals.
Yeah, 100%. With that said, everybody, that is our quick meta breakdown. And now we're going to jump into our quick wild card. So, waiting for us in station 12, we have Matt from Universes Academy. We're going to go over there and give him a quick little chat, give his perspectives on the card game, talk about his channel, everything they do, and we'll be able to give you guys a little bit of insight on another content creator, fantastic content creator of this game. So, let's just go ahead and jump that in there real quick.